Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Welcome to another episode of the Tech Preacher Podcast. This is UNCUT. That's what I'm talking about. We in the middle of December, right at the beginning of December, but we are at the end of the year. All the devices is out. And you know what? Everybody been discussing their phone of the year, their products of the year, their tech of the year. So I figure in this podcast, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts about devices of the year for me, right? And I think this is going to be pretty interesting. You know, I don't want to waste any time because I got a lot to talk about here in this podcast. So when we talk about devices of the year, right? And as y'all guys been knowing, this year in 2023, I've been preaching. You know what I've been preaching? I've been preaching the device that you have in your pocket is your device. I mean, the device that you have in your pocket is going to be your phone of the year, your product of the year, your device of the year, stuff like that. So I believe that a lot of people get a lot of things, you know, confused, right? That, oh my God, you got to have the latest and greatest. And I've proved that year after year, month after month, making these videos that no, you do not need the latest and greatest phone or latest and greatest product to have a very good experience. You know what I found out, right? I found out that I believe that it's all on the user. I've been preaching this throughout this entire year. Rocket device till the wheels fall off. As you know, tech to me hasn't been exciting. We haven't seen anything groundbreaking, right? I mean, you think about it, devices cost upper tiers of $12 to $2,000 if you want the so-called flagships. And those devices hasn't moved the needle for me. I've always finding myself going back to older devices. And that's been the trend for me in 2023, rocking older devices. But why though? Because older devices, not only that they've had plenty of updates to prime them, but they've been good for a long time. I think we get caught up in the hype of, oh my God, you get, 200 megapixel cameras and all this stuff like that. And I always say this about camera systems, right? Cameras been good for a long time, people. I'm going to show you a little footage of what I'm talking about. Cameras been good for a long time. I think what it is we get caught up in the hype. But I remember not so long ago, maybe about I want to say about 5 or 6, 7 years ago, people used to put, so-called flagship devices against $1,000 cameras. There's a video out there with the LG V30 going against a $50,000 RED camera. And the LG V30, they're very good. Now we talking about a device that was years and years and years against a camera that people use today, right? $50,000 RED camera. And when you look at the footage was damn great. Taking it that you had below $800 device compared to a $50,000 device when it go down to cameras. But I always say this is it's the user that can get the great shots and the great video. And you got to remember, look at the past. People using, iPhone 6s and iPhone 7s a while back to shoot videos and stuff like that. And the footage was fantastic. I say that to say this is because a lot of people get caught up in the newer technology has advanced so far that it outweighed the older technology that was good for a long time. It's still good to this day. I want to show you some footage. The people that listen to this podcast, right? I'm about to show a clip. I want to show a clip of a video I did with an old device. And it was fantastic when it comes down to the footage. I want to show that clip. So here it is, right? And what I want to show you guys real quick is this is the Galaxy Note 9, right? Galaxy Note 9 was a fantastic device. And not only was it fantastic, but the camera system was fantastic. And I want to show you guys this footage. And for y'all guys that's listening to this podcast, I want you guys to just listen to the description that I'm giving. Now, this photo that I'm showing you guys coming from a Galaxy Note 9. We talk about a Galaxy Note 9 that came out in 2019. The detail in this footage is absolutely marvelous. I mean, it was a overcast sky, so there's not too much blues here. I remember when I took this, the ground was detailed, the grass was detailed, the water detail was great. Everything in the background had separation. It was great. We talk about a 2019 device. Now, if people would say, well, 2023 devices will just blow this out of the water, but does it really though? Does it really? And I'm gonna show you guys some more footage here. And as we look at this, I want y'all guys to look at this footage here, right? And it is absolutely, look at that. Let's stop this for a second. I want y'all guys to understand something, right? When we talk about devices that was in 2019, and listen, one of my favorite phones is a V60, right? We know I'm Team LG. But see this type of detail and footage right here? I was getting this type of footage on the V20, the V40, the LG G8, the LG G7, the Galaxy Note 8, the Galaxy Note 9, the Galaxy Note 10. And we talk about 2018, 2017, 2019, and 2020. Now, when you look at this photo here, tell me what do you want that's better than this photo? That's the thing. Like, I know people get caught up in, oh my God, the cameras. But when you look at this photo, what more do you want if you know you're going to get a fantastic photo like this? And this is coming out of a 2019 device. And the one, and then again, here we go, a close-up photo. Here again, if you listen to this podcast, I'm describing to you guys a 2019 device that's giving you mirrorless camera DSLR quality. And you might say, okay, but the newer devices go be better. But how much better when you look at this detail? What more do you want? So this is one of the reasons why I be talking about older devices, and I know a lot of people, well, the cameras. Man, I go and I pull out older devices, Galaxy Note 8s, Galaxy Note, I even pull out the Galaxy Note 5. I got videos about that. And when you look at footage like this, you think about this, the bokeh effect, the details in this shot. What more do you want? And this is one of the reasons why I talk about this. It's because, not right, this photo, I did this with the Galaxy Note 9, okay, and and this is the Galaxy Note 9, the S23 Ultra. And when I look at this shot, what do I see in this shot? I see that the Galaxy S23 Ultra is a brighter image. I see that the Galaxy S23 Ultra kind of have some, I don't know, overblown a little bit. Right, and I'm gonna tell you why the Galaxy S23 Ultra did this shot the way it did. It's because I did this shot underneath the shade. So what the Galaxy S23 Ultra did was it tried to compensate the darkness and the light in the daytime, and it just didn't do it right. But when you look at the Galaxy Note 9, it is absolutely beautiful. Now, don't get me wrong. The grass is a little oversaturated. The trees is just a little tab oversaturated. But when you look at the sky here, the sky is to me, the sky is a little better than the S23 Ultra. So when you look at this, you say, okay, the S23 Ultra, obviously people go, oh yeah, it's better because it's a newer phone. But when you look at a 2019 device going against a 2023 device, one may ask the question, what more do you need? And this is, listen, I do understand that people like to, oh my God, this, you talk about old phones, we beyond old phones, newer technology is better, blah, 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 blah. And listen, man, when you talk about newer technology, when you talk about things is better, I mean, how much better? Again, I'm showing another shot here. Okay. And what this shot is the Galaxy Note 9 and S23 Ultra. In my opinion, I like the details more on the Galaxy Note 9 versus the Galaxy S23 Ultra. Now, the lenses is different. That's why you're getting more in the shot on the S23 Ultra because it's a different lens. But when you look at the Note 9, when you look at that, the detail in the background looks absolutely marvelous. And we're talking about a 2019 device. This is one of the reasons why I always lean towards older devices. But I wanted to show you guys that because, I mean, one of the things that a lot of people get caught up in hype is cameras, right? And when you look at a device that's 2 years old or 3 years old, most tech enthusiasts would call 5, oh my God, it's too old. I just recently pulled out my Razer Phone 2, right? And we all know that the Razer Phone, again, another company that's out of business and is gone, right? But the Razer Phone 2 is a very good phone. I played every game in the App Store and it played with no problem. The battery life was really good on it. It does a very good job. And I think, you know, a lot of people get caught up in the hype of all this stuff, man. And I just believe that people shouldn't get caught up in the hype and all this stuff because phones been great for a very long time. And I think that's the issue. People get caught up in, you know, oh my God, I need to trade in my old phone to get a new phone. And I'm telling you, I get a bunch of comments of people telling me this. Look, the people tell me this all the time. They say, well, I bought the new phone and it's not as good as my old phone. I'm not seeing no groundbreaking features with my newer phone versus the phone that I gave up. The phone that I gave up was paid off. Now I'm in debt with my carrier financing the phone. I should have waited maybe, you know, until my phone died or maybe the battery life has croaked out or something like that before I upgrade. And you know what? This is what happens, man. This is the type of stuff that happens. And, you know, one of the things that I like to stress, you know, is that if a device works for you and if it's working great today, it will work great tomorrow and it will work great next month. I've been stressing on this YouTube channel that, you know, when people ask me, is it time to upgrade? Is it time to upgrade? And my rebuttal question back to that individual, people that ask me, what's wrong with your current device? And I'm telling you, it's over 80%, 85 to 90% of the response that I get back from people, they tell me nothing wrong with my device, nothing. And all my response, and sometimes a lot of people say, why not tell them to upgrade? Screw it, get paid. You put your affiliate link and stuff like this. One thing about me, I'm for the people, baby. I'm about the people. And since I'm for the people, I feel that I want to educate the people on, you know, looking at things differently. And listen, man, it's all good. Listen, if you want to go to YouTube channels that hype you to buy everything new, because guess what? We're about to hit 2024. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to have the hype beasts out there telling you the S24 is going to be groundbreaking, better than the S23. Then you're going to have people saying that the iPhone 16 Pro Max is going to be groundbreaking, better than the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Then you're going to have all kinds of different people that go tell you that this is a must buy, that the current device that you have, whether or not you got an iPhone 15 Pro Max, whether or not you got a Galaxy S23 Ultra, is old tech. That is old. No longer. If you want, it's going to be old tech. I'm talking about the phone that you just bought for $1,200, $1,500 to $2,000, no more than about 4 months or 5 months ago. Come next month in January, going into February, everything that you got in your pocket, people go tell you it's old. It's time for you to get rid of it. It's time for you to upgrade. See how that cycle goes? We go through this every year. And I've shifted over talking about that. You listen, man, devices that work for you, work for you. And listen, we all know how I roll. Listen, I practice what I preach, right? I said this and I practiced this, right? I talked about how if Samsung, and a lot of people call me Samsung fanboy and all that stuff like that, but I am really not a Samsung fanboy. I'm an LG fanboy. Think about that, right? How could I talk about devices like LG V60s and LG Velvets and LG Wings if I'm a Samsung fanboy? Listen, I absolutely love Samsung devices. They are great devices. In the past, I catered to Samsung. It's because they was different back then. You listen, 2019, 2020, 2017, 2020, Samsung was on top of their game, in my opinion. They gave you great product at a great price. They gave you everything in the kitchen sink, and they didn't take away features. Now, once they started taking away the headphone jack, once their tablets started getting notches, once they went from 256, remember the Galaxy S10 Plus came on 256, then they went all the way down to 128, right? And they wanted you to stop paying for more storage. I mean, they went the Apple approach. And so this was my way of disconnecting with Samsung. So as y'all guys know, for the past 6 to 8 months, I have a collection of Z Folds. And I didn't buy the Z Fold 5. It's because it's a protest that I'm like, Samsung is not doing anything. It's not groundbreaking. If you got a Z Fold 4 going to Z Fold 5, yes, it's a flat design. Wow, right? I mean, come on now. And I say this because even with the S24 that's coming out, obviously the tech reviewers, they got to make money, baby. They got to put their time and the effort in. They got to review the device. They got to get the views and stuff like that. Listen, man, I'm here for the people, baby. When I say I practice what I preach, baby, I didn't get the Z Fold 5. Even when I had an opportunity to get it for like $200, right? I didn't get it. And even with the S24 Ultra, I've been preaching that going from a curved display to a flat display, listen, man, I am not with that. I'm not ruling out that I won't review the device. But you got to remember right now in my current lineup, from tablets to smartphones, Samsung devices is nowhere in my lineup. Think about it. I'm not even using my Tab S8 anymore. Right, I've switched that up to something different. Right, I'm using, the plug-in Screen Plus and all that stuff like that. So I took my Galaxy Tab S8 out of the mix. I'm not using no Samsung devices in my arsenal right now. Right, the S23 Ultra sit right here. Battery is dead. I haven't charged this device up in a week or two. Right. SIM card is out of the device. And my favorite phone right now is the Pixel 8 Pro. To me, it's been a comeback kid of the year. I've had a hard, rough time with Google devices. And I've been stressing that a lot, right? Listen, man, Google devices have not been great for me. And I've been talking about it for a very long time, even with the Pixel Fold. The Pixel 4 to me has been one of the worst devices that I've used in 2023. I had such a hard time with that device. I gave up on the Pixel Fold, by the way, right? So I give up on the Pixel Fold because I already made my Pixel Fold to get another Pixel Fold, and it was just disastrous for me, right? So I don't use a Pixel Fold. And a lot of people I say, well, easy, since you had such a bad time with the Pixel 4. Why don't you just give up on Google, period? It's because I like what they bring to the table. Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you, I actually use call screening half the day today, right? Calling the 1-800 number and hitting a button, and I let Google hold for me. And then when the person answered the phone and, the 1-800 number that I called, I get a chime. and I hit the button and I'm ready to talk to the people I wanted to talk to. That to me comes in clutch. There's no devices that's doing that for me right now. Listen, in business, I don't have time to be holding a phone or stuff like that. So what I do is, as I'm doing my daily tasks of my business work, and I need to make phone calls, and it's 1-800 numbers or whatever, people put you on hold and stuff like that, that comes in clutch. And the Pixel 8 Pro has been great in a lot of different areas, right? The design has always been really good with me. It don't matter whether or not it's going to be Pixel 6, Pixel 7, Pixel 8. Design was great across the board. The problems that I had with the Pixel devices in the past was the thermals. And they fixed that to me with the Pixel 8 Pro. Now, a lot of people might say, well, you can't game on the Pixel 8 Pro. Man, listen, man. Let me tell you something. That's bullshit, man. Listen, man. When I hear people say you can't game on the Pixel 8 Pro, man, listen. Okay, I can't game on a Pixel 8 Pro, but I can game on a V30, V40. I can game on the Galaxy Note 9 using DeX, right, with multiple monitors. I can game on a big monitor with a device from 2019, but I can't game on a Pixel 8 Pro. Give me a fucking break here, right? That to me, listen, man, when I tell people don't get caught up in the hype of that BS, I can game on the Unihertz. All right. So I don't want to hear that crap about you can't game on the Pixel 8 Pro. I actually made a video. I mean, probably put it in a video of me showing some game footage. The question is, can you game on a Pixel 8 Pro? Hell yes, you can game on a Pixel 8 Pro and get a fantastic experience. Don't listen to that googly guy out there that you can't game on a Pixel 8 Pro. That's bullshit, man. Listen, man, sometimes you got to call bullshit out for what it is, right? You know, when people say you can't do certain things on certain devices, you call foul, because how can I game on any other device, but I can't game on a Pixel? Listen, man. Listen. Think about how that sounds. I can game on the 821 processor, 845 processor, 835 processor, 855 processor, right? I could game on the 888 processor, right? I could game on the 8 Gen 1, 8 Gen 2, but I can't game on a Pixel device. So listen, when you hear people say you cannot game on a Pixel 8, that's when you have to start reconsidering the people you watch. Because absolutely you can game on a Pixel 8 Pro. Absolutely you could take great photos on the Pixel 8 Pro. Absolutely you could get good videos on the Pixel 8 Pro. I got videos on my YouTube channel to prove it. Now, a lot of people say, well, it's not better than X, Y, Z. That's in the eyes of the beholder. And this is the crazy part, right? Oh my God, the cameras ain't this good. Again, you could take an amateur photographer and give him a flagship, and get a professional photographer and give him a budget phone. That professional photographer will get a better shot than that amateur photographer with that high-end so-called flagship. Listen, on this YouTube channel, I got over 3,000, almost 3,000 videos. Proven camera reviews, going against this, going against that. And it's been proven over and over and over that devices cameras has been great for a very long time. Don't get caught up in the hype of you got to upgrade your device because of one thing, and that's cameras. Listen, if you have to upgrade your device because of cameras, then you don't know how to shoot video. You don't know how to shoot photos. That's all on you. That ain't the device. If you say you upgraded because of the cameras, then you have the problem. It ain't the device. You're not going to be a better photographer or videographer because you keep upgrading phones. That means that you got to go back and sit back and reevaluate how you rock. And that's the hard-on truth, baby. I know a lot of people say, oh, Lord, sometimes you got to look yourself in the mirror, baby. So listen, man, the Pixel 8 Pro has been my fantastic device. And we know my lineup, right? Pixel 8 Pro got my main SIM in it. LG V60 comes in number 2, baby. Right now, of course, I got to keep my V60, baby. Man, listen, man, I don't care. I'm going to rock what I rock. I'm going to roll what I roll. And I've been using the Tank 3. And actually, I've been using some of the Unihertz older devices here. I've been using the one with the keyboard. I've been kind of playing around with it, man, and trying to get that good experience with it. But, baby, listen, I mean, yes, I got Galaxies. Yes, I got Z Folds. But when I talk about personal preference, it's about what you like. Listen, man, sometimes, you got to just block some of the stuff that you see out there that people try to tell you that you're wrong because you rocking older devices, right? And I always say that maybe the people that rock older devices is a little more smarter than the people that keep buying and upgrading every year. Because usually the people that's rocking older devices is paid off, their bills are lower, and the devices are fantastic, and it does everything that it needs to do. Listen, man, I'm a review phones because I'm a tech YouTuber, right? I mean, this is what I do here, right? And listen, did it hurt my channel? Did it hurt my channel because I did not review certain devices? No, because I keep it real no matter what, baby. Just because I didn't review X, Y, and Z devices, it doesn't hurt my YouTube channel. Because I'm here for the people. Listen, I can't review everything. I have to hand pick stuff. And as y'all guys know, my thought process has been changed a little bit. I've been working on studio equipment, studio audio, things in the studio. That's all I've been working on in 2023. And going into 2024, you may see less smartphones. Listen, man, when you got 230 phones, nothing don't thrill you anymore. Think about this, right? When you have so many phones, if you use so many phones, you get to the point where nothing doesn't excite you and don't excite me anymore. Like, I mean, you think about it, right? I have so many devices that the thrill of me getting the new latest and greatest, and when you take it out the pack, you instantly get upset because it doesn't come with a power brick in the box. It doesn't come with the necessities. Right then and there, the unboxing experience of all these new devices usually gets you upset. It gets me upset because you pull out an old device and it came with everything in the box, with screen protectors, headphone jacks, all kinds of things. They put earbuds in the box and everything else in between. They were cheap. But the newer devices, they give you a slim ass box. You take the phone out of the box with some damn paperwork, and that's your unboxing experience. And they want to charge you upper tiers of almost $2,000 for this stuff, $1,500, $1,200 for this stuff. And all you get is the device in the box. And you're supposed to be excited for that? Come on, man. And that's the issue that I have. All right, guys. So we're going to get on out of here, man. Let me tell you something. I love these podcasts, man. It's uncut, unscripted. To me, my phone of the year right now is the Pixel 8 Pro. It's the comeback phone of the year. And I know I've been talking about it, but I know I just want y'all guys to understand that next year may be something different. But in 2023, I'm rocking Pixel, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, man, I really appreciate everybody for coming, and thank everybody. And listen, man, we gonna keep it rolling no matter what. Don't forget to watch the video version of this podcast on Fridays, and you get the audio version of this podcast and the video version of this podcast on Thursdays if you follow me on podcast station, Spotify, and everything else in between. If you listen to it on Apple Podcasts, you're just getting the audio version. I thank y'all guys very much for watching me, listening to me on Apple Podcasts. But we gonna get out of here, baby. That's right, the Tech Preacher, we gone. Oh yeah. We gonna see you next week, same bat place, same bat time, baby. Oh, we out, baby. Later.